Okay, welcome back to Sheepy Hollow. I have to do this, try this once more. Here's a picture, if you remember this. Here, I can block out a little bit of that light. This is a picture of Sheepy Hollow in the wintertime that I gave my wife her. I thought this was a really nice picture. Anyways, I'm going to go and make this video once more. Let me get this thing on my pumpkin. And we're going to go out and I'm going to walk through what I just did, but the video wasn't turned on. Okay, so here's the cubbyhole, we call it. And all the round wood goes up here. And I got to come out here and I got to fix this later this year, before winter. My wife's sunflower seeds. Looking good. Oh. A neighbor. Probably wondering what the hell's on my head. So anyway. Oh, we got a freaking birds up there. I'm going to get that out of there now. And there is our cupola, the security light, and I want to get a couple more security lights. One of them, we got one on the back of the garage, but I want to put one right here up here, so that if you come out here in the dark or whatever and you need to frick with this 20 kVA generator, at least I'll be able to see a little bit better. Things worked pretty good. It's ran with these two big tanks once for 5 days, and then the power came on, and then the guy came and filled it up and said, well, you guys are pretty near empty. Now this big lilac bush is nice because the way it's shaped from the house, we can block most of this guy over here. He's got a camp, but in his camp he must have, I don't know, at least a half a dozen little buildings. It looks kind of tacky, to tell you the truth, but that's that. Off in the distance way over there, the highest peak you see is Crab Mountain, and right where we are right here, we're pretty close to 800 feet above sea level, so it's not too bad. This is a rock wall I got to deal with eventually and get a bunch of Roundup or whatever, salt water, I don't know yet, we'll get there, to see if I can get that bank back. And way over there where I don't know if you can see where the wood is, underneath that tree, there's another rock wall. A walk wall. Yeah. Here's our septic field. And I gotta point out, when we bought this place, where I'm standing, this whole side hill was buried over, I don't know, nipple high of nothing but burdocks and weeds and tall grass and everything else. I've come down here and slowly but surely have cleaned it up. There used to be a barn right here. That was fallen down. Used to be a sheep farm, and that's why we call it Sheepy Hollow. But you can get an idea that perhaps how this is starting to drop off along here. Now right here, I've started helping my son out by coming in here with the weed whacker to see what's here before I get in here with the mower, and I've managed to clean that up quite a bit. Now over this little hill here, from those little trees there down to the roadway, this spring, or from last year, was nothing but burdocks. That's nasty stuff. So I have to continually keep on to it and try to get them cleared up. Doesn't seem like they want to die, those damn things. And you'll see these little leafy things here. That's all burdocks that's popping up. But it's okay because we keep it mowed down. Here you can see a bunch of these little trees that my son helped me plant last year or the year before. They're coming in, and what the idea is to fill this in and maintain the fence row. Anyway, this is the first gate to come into the property, but we got it sealed off to keep people from just randomly thinking that they could drive down this road here to get down into the bottom of the property. And up here, we're trying to recover this little piece of dirt and trees. And we're thinking about putting some more make it pretty anyway. And I've got an old piece of gate, like fence, from the sheep farm that I'm going to put along here some other time. Maybe this year, maybe not, I don't know. And my wife and I have been digging around in here trying to get it so that I can eventually get in here with the mower. Oh, I can hear somebody over there. Anyway. And this was all full of frickin' burdocks as well. I don't know if I could. And of course all kinds of weeds. But it's coming. And this, I don't know, broke off here the other day, I noticed. And I see that the excavator had scarred up a bunch of these trees pretty good. So I might just cut that out, that one there. Who knows? I can hear somebody with a quad. We've got a little hole made through here, but I haven't got the mower in there yet. So when you come up here, here's our mailbox. One surviving sunflower seed. And here's the road coming up into the house, up to the property. This is it. This is it. This is the dead end. It goes up there. And you can go miles this way. Now, past our properties, this fella here on the right, and that mine, is owned by a guy named Irving, or a family. And here they must have 50,000 acres or more, I don't know. He's the largest landowner in this whole area, province. One of the richest families in Canada. And he doesn't give a rat's ass about spraying glyphosate, which is apparently causing cancer everywhere and whatever. Anyway, this old house here has a saint in a recent comment. This whole road here that was only mowed about 2 feet in. When the previous owner's wife passed away, he just kind of let the farm go. And where I'm standing, we had to get some guys in here with some weed whackers to cut this down to make sure that we could get in here. And I got sick, so my wife ended up in here. She did all this by hand, not the other side, but this side here. And eventually I started getting better, and we finally got a lawnmower, a ride-on mower, and we kind of cleaned it up pretty good. Oh, that big maple there has got it's about 3 feet, 4 feet at the base. Over there's on the other side of that little power line, that's 5 oaks. Some bug keeps eating the leaves. You can maybe see it up here. You can see the little holes in the, don't know what it is. And here's a beech nut. And I don't know what half this other stuff is. Wild roses here, all along here. A neighbor, never see him, never see her. That's fine. Now, a few years back we lost a tree here. I can barely see the stump through there. But I had this cleared, and there was a big root that was sticking up out of the ground, so I quit going through here, but I had it mowed. Looked pretty nice, actually. Now here was where I got bit by something, and it made me really sick. I can't tell you how sick I was. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks anyway, and when I came out, they wheeled me out in a wheelchair. Had to use a cane. Couldn't put any footwear on because my feet were swollen up so bad. And I went from about 40 pounds to 320 pounds in 12 days, 14 days. And my weight's coming down now, but man, oh man, I was sick. Anyway, enough of that. This here is our garden. And the right along here, these rhubarb used to be in there. And I dug the rhubarb up, put it over here. Not sure whether it would grow or not. And we put some fabric down. And what else did we do? A little bit of fertilizer, and just dug a hole and put the roots back in it. And wow, there it was. Wife's got a little bit of sunflower seeds along the edge here for some reason. And we come out here, and we had potatoes in here last year, and I'll show you that in a minute as I go through the walkway here. You can see we just come up through this way. And we've cleaned it all back so that I can get the mower up here as best as I can. Keep things cleaned up. Anyway, thanks Gregoire. I'll try to keep my videos a little bit more positive and less complainy and whiny, but ooh, what happened here? Ow. Great, don't know what happened there. I got some of those old fence posts and stuff like that the previous owner left piled here. We're thinking about taking them, and if I have to, I'll make a little perimeter around the outside of the garden. We're having a problem with trying to keep the weeds under control, or the grass, but I don't know, it's more my wife's problem than mine. Now, we'll go up this way a bit. So, to my, I guess my ex-sister-in-law. I guess when you get a divorce, they're not sister-in-laws, so they're ex-sister-in-laws. Anyway, Dale, this is not our yard. This is just a garden. And we've got more. It took me 6 hours to mow this the other day. I think that was on Thursday I went out and did it. I forgot my gloves and my pruners. so I could cut this back a little bit. And this spring we didn't get to it. My young fellow was supposed to come, but he never showed up because of this COVID-19 thing. We were going to try to pull the fence up so that we could, get it out of the ground. Now I'm getting caught up in the mower and that on there. Now, this little gate and that little gate, I want to take it up here, and I'll show you where in a second. And I want to show you this. This is all blackberries. Look at the frickin' things. We're going to have so many blackberries. Oh, you see, I've got to trim it back just a little tiny bit, but I ride my mower up here so we can get into there, in through here, and over here, in through here. And I'll keep that mowed back so that at least we can get into some of the berries. I've got to cut these, looks like poplar trees out of here too. There's just lots to do. This piece of wood here I'll leave. Somebody come down here and cut through this because there's a road right there. Came from the road, cut through the trees, and drove his ATV up through here because he couldn't get through the snow that drifts in here. Now, up until last year, used to be able to walk through here really easy. And I made it so that the deer would be able to go up and down here, but now I guess it don't really matter because they're not coming at all. So this is the upper gate. And Jamie did a really good job making the Sheepy hollow. And the fence is really, really solid, where the gate is. And that little gate that showing you down there, I want to put it right here. But I'm not sure about that yet because I still have to get in and around here. I weed whacked this here the other day. Because if we need, like we're going to get a new woodshed, and the guy's going to come in here and drive in this way and drive down through here. This here is just a shortcut to go down to Mom's bench down there in the corner of the field. And I like to mow this so that when we walk the dogs, we got nothing to worry about as far as getting in here and all the ticks that might be lurking in on that grass. I'm thinking about making a contract up with some farmer, local guy, if I can, and give him the hay for free, just as long as he comes and does it once a year. And that way this here will all turn into a lot better of a hay field, and he can have the hay for free. We used to have a shortcut going through here to get into the potato patch, but that's overgrown and I got to get around to that too. And as you can see, there's a shortcut running from here up to there. There's an X. If you look on Google Map, you can see all this. If I had a better mower, like a bigger mower, like a tractor with a bush hoggy kind of thing on it, I'd mow this all and be done with it. But don't, so I can't. Oh, hear my neighbor out. Now what we'll do is we'll go up through here, and I planted 10 fir trees. I think that's what they are. And to remember my friend who parted this planet about a month or so ago. And kind of like a living memorial for him. Preston was a good guy. So anyway, this here, where we're at right now, is part of Lover's Lane. Now, you can come up through here with the mower, or a walk with the dogs, whatever. And I've got it cleaned out pretty good. This goes all the way up there towards the fire pit. We'll come down there part way after I come up through here. We'll have a little look-see. I say that I'm going to have to come in here and get rid of a couple of, this thing here. It's one of those pin cherry things. So here, now we're at the bottom end of the blackberry patch. And this year, we got ourselves a rototiller, and this ground here was never broke before. So once I figured out how to get that thing to run, way we did, I just couldn't stop. So I need a potato fork thing there. It's kind of like the thing I use for getting into the beavers. And what I do is I can rake it through from the side hill and pull the dirt apart. Recently I just put over 10 bags of hardwood chips in here and used that to hill up the potatoes as well. Looking good. These first two rows towards us are Kennebec potatoes, and they didn't grow very good. They didn't start like the other ones. The other two rows are Pontiac. So what I'm thinking about doing next year is I'll get the Pontiac and I'll put them here, and I'll get another variety and I'll put them up on the other side. We're quite a ways away from the house. I'm wondering if an extension cord and a shop vac will work, because I wouldn't mind coming in here to maybe vacuum potato bugs off of these things if we get hit with them. Because up in that other garden up just over there, we're picking them things off steady. Now we just started digging this out. And this used to be just a big mess. And I weed whacked it here the other day just to get rid of that wire that was laying up against here, because I want to get this cleaned up so I can mow in here. But I still have some big patio blocks where like for those square things like that for putting posts on. And I got to get that fished out because we've got a firewood shed that we're going to be putting down in there. And here's some of this little gate here that I might take down to that the first gate. This here is Mom's pumpkins. This is the first time I think we tried pumpkins. And here's another little field. So this field over here where the potatoes are, I wanted to put in a couple of pigs, but never did do that. Being that right now I'm 67, and I don't want to have a hell of a pile of work to do either. I kind of enjoy sitting on the internet and looking at YouTube videos and getting ideas. And we're going to start slowly trying to get in there. The other day I just went back and went to where we get our wood delivered. The guy that delivers the wood said I could come and get as many chips as I want, or sawdust, and we're putting the sawdust down in the rows here to help keep it under control. Last year we had more tomatoes than we know what to do with. We had a freaking whole row of them, and we could have been enough for a community farm. Being that nobody drives down here, we're not doing this for selling it. We're just trying to maybe cut back a little bit on the grocery bill. One of the other videos, you see the boards just sticking up there. I used them to jerry rig it up so that I could tighten up that fence. It was falling apart. And my mower gets hooked on it. If it's nice and tight, then I'm alright. But, oh, that plant looks seen better days. And I just stuffed this one in here yesterday. Looks okay. Somebody must have hit that with a freaking little hole thing. And what I wouldn't mind doing either is digging an underground line here and reburying it so I don't have to put the hose all the way down through here. Maybe part of it buried up to there, and then all we have to do is wheel that out. Now, I did mention it to my wife, and I have to measure it out, and depends upon what kind of help I can get. I should be able to get some help. I have to pay for it. Nobody wants to do something for free anymore. Probably cost me beer. Just to drag that old woodshed out of there and maybe stick it over here somewhere, and I can use that for wood for this fire pit that I made. This fire pit is good for getting rid of all the brush and stuff like that that's up here. And all those old logs that you see laying there along Lover's Lane. I just keep throwing the great big freaking timbers in there, and we're getting rid of them slowly. Boy, I tell you, when you light that up, she melts. Now the property goes straight back this way about a mile. So there's 100 acres, and I'm not sure how wide it is, but it goes back about a mile. You can see this on, if you look up Sheepy Hollow, Canada, or Sheepy Hollow NB on the Doran Ridge, you can find the you don't want to come in our yard. Come on, Storm, what's all that about? You gotta watch out for this one. Yummy. Fresh bugs. Something got me on the leg. There's another one under there too. That's Storm, and the other one's Ice. Oh, I seen the bone come in there. He'll probably leave. I weed whacked this back a couple of feet yesterday, and I got a rope at the second set of stairs down there that I'm going to tie down over here. I need the rope to get over the hill so I can pull myself back up. We got to get the Burdocks out of here, and I'll show you over here. I spotted one today when I meant the video. Ow. This green plant right here. I don't know how well if that comes out. There. That's all Burdocks. And what happens is, it gets caught in the dog's hair, and Storm especially, he won't let us take it out. Come here, Ice. Come here, Ice. Ice. I know, I'm getting eaten up my leg. Want to go in? Alright, I'll go let the dog in. We'll call this a day. Anyway, this is my second attempt at the video. Ooh, look at the blood. Damn. Rose bush. Here is cedar that I convert into kindling, little tiny sticks, and I've got a couple of great big moving boxes and some other boxes inside the garage so we can consume that. But I'm thinking that woodshed could fit in here. Not sure yet. we'll have to see. I got to be careful because I don't want the boys to frig with the siding. I got to make sure the wood isn't going to get up against the side of the house. If anything happens to the house, my wife will be on my case forever. And as it is, the boys, oh, maybe I have to take a look in here later. Well, while I'm here, maybe I'll take a look. We're looking for a piece of, it's not that. No, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for like an angle iron kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for coming with me. Thanks to the new subscribers for coming in. Hope you keep coming in. And I appreciate the comments. Please try to make them positive. Too much negativity in this world. Ooh, itchy. So that's a little tour of the top part of the property. And then there isn't a lot to look at when you go over the hill because of all the, you can't see the trees because of the forests. So, and we just celebrated Canada Day. Wife told me to take that off the window. We got a music room up there that I don't get to go up there very often. And this reminds me, I've got to go and put these little gate markers back up at the end of the road. And these big ones here, I've had snow up to the top of that on the side of the driveway here. And those are over 5 feet high, those things. 6 feet. And this snow here is hell. Take the snow blower out here, get this little area cleaned up a bit, and then get in here and try to get this out. The snow is both sides of the house. It swirls in about halfway up that to the doorknob. And over here, you can see some of the pictures if you go into Facebook for Sheepy Hollow. Halfway up that window on the bottom section all the way along here. So I'm thinking about making a ramp here so that I can get the snow blower up and clean that off, and we just get her shove it that way. Because the gate's closed up there all the time, this is how we get down over the hill. Anywhere along here actually, to get onto the far road over by the tree line. Anyway, toodaloo. Thanks for coming with me, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.